7. I wish they would have given us where Caitlin Clark lies on the list, at least, you know what I'm saying? Like, where she even lands, because she's not in the top 8, which is shocking. And none of these other players are anywhere close to her ability at facilitating and seeing the court and court vision. They're not even close. So they're going to have a field day with this today. And probably.
For years, basketball fans have trusted the scoreboard to tell the story. Points, assists, rebounds, steals, those numbers have always been the foundation for judging greatness. But lately, a different trend has started to emerge around the WNBA. Instead of relying on the traditional stats everyone understands, new analytics are appearing that many fans have never even heard of. And naturally, that has sparked a lot of debate. At the center of that conversation is Caitlin Clark. Whenever Clark steps on the floor, she attracts enormous attention. Her deep shooting range, elite court vision, and ability to create offense have quickly made her one of the league's biggest attractions. Every game generates headlines, social media discussions, and endless argue that increasingly complex statistical models are being used to evaluate players in ways that are difficult for most fans to understand. Supporters of Clark question whether these advanced formulas accurately reflect her impact. They point to her ability to stretch defenses, create scoring opportunities, and control the pace of games as evidence that her influence goes far beyond numbers on a spreadsheet. Today's discussion takes a closer look at those claims. We'll compare what appears on the court with what appears in the data, examine why certain advanced metrics have become controversial, and explore why this debate has become one of the hottest topics in women's basketball. Whether you agree or disagree, one thing is certain: few players have changed the conversation around the WNBA as dramatically as Caitlin Clark. And that makes this discussion impossible to ignore.
Offensive net points on passes. Assist minus bad pass turnover. Okay? So a lot of people would be expecting Caitlin Clark to be on this list, even near the top, if not at the top. However, Caitlin Clark is not on this list. Caitlin Clark is nowhere on this list. You have Jessica Shepard first at plus 7.5, Alyssa Thomas second at plus 5.8, Veronica Burton.
The latest controversy began when a little-known advanced statistic started making the rounds across basketball media and social platforms. Almost overnight, analysts were debating a brand new ranking that claimed to measure how effective players are at creating offense through passing. On paper, the formula looked incredibly detailed. It combined assists, passing efficiency, offensive impact, and turnovers into a single rating that was supposed to identify the league's best facilitators. To many casual fans, it sounded impressive simply because of how technical it appeared. But the reaction changed the moment people looked at the rankings. Many expected Caitlin Clark to be near the very top after the start she had been having. Instead, her name was missing from the highest spots, leaving fans wondering how one of the league's most productive playmakers could rank so low. That immediately fueled debate online. Critics questioned whether the metric truly measured playmaking or whether it rewarded a specific style of basketball that naturally favored certain players over others. Supporters argued that advanced analytics can reveal details traditional box scores cannot. Others pushed back, saying no complicated formula should outweigh what fans consistently see during live games. Within hours, the discussion had spread across the WNBA community. What began as another statistical ranking had turned into a much larger argument about how greatness should actually be measured in today's game.
Instead, you have Jessica Shepard sitting at number 1. You have Alyssa Thomas at number 2. You have Veronica Burton, Jackie Young, and Jordan Canada.
The biggest question many fans are asking is simple. If Caitlin Clark is producing at an elite level every night, why do some advanced rankings fail to reflect that? Through the opening stretch of the 2026 season, Clark has been one of the league's most productive offensive players. She has consistently filled the stat sheet with points, assists, and clutch plays while leading the Indiana Fever offense. Her ability to score from well beyond the three-point line forces defenses to extend far outside the arc, creating opportunities that don't always appear in a traditional box score. Her passing has been just as impressive. Clark routinely delivers difficult cross-court passes, threads the ball through tight defensive windows, and creates easy scoring chances for teammates. Those are plays that require exceptional court vision and timing, skills that have become a signature part of her game. Despite that production, some newer analytics place other players ahead of her as facilitators. That has led many fans to question whether these models value creativity and offensive pressure the same way viewers do when watching games. The debate isn't really about whether advanced statistics should exist. Most people agree analytics can provide valuable insights. The real disagreement is whether certain formulas capture the full impact of a player whose influence extends beyond simple numbers. For Clark supporters, the answer is obvious. They believe the eye test, combined with her production and overall impact, tells a much clearer story than any single spreadsheet ever could. And as the season continues, every standout performance only adds more fuel to that ongoing discussion.
Runs 1,000 dribble handoffs in a game, some of those people are going to score. And a dribble handoff is a very low-risk pass. A dribble handoff is the lowest risk pass in all of basketball. So there's no risk of getting a turnover there.
To understand why this debate has become so heated, it's important to look at the different ways players create offense. Not every assist is generated the same way. Some offenses rely on short, low-risk passes that simply keep the ball moving until a teammate creates a shot. Others depend on a playmaker who constantly attacks the defense, takes chances, and attempts difficult passes that can completely change a possession. Many analysts point to Alyssa Thomas as one of the league's most reliable facilitators. Her game is built on patience, smart decision-making, and consistent ball movement. She excels at running half-court sets, finding open teammates, and limiting mistakes, making her one of the most efficient passers in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark, however, approaches the game very differently. She constantly looks for opportunities that most players wouldn't even attempt. Whether it's a full-court outlet pass, a no-look feed through traffic, or a cross-court laser to an open shooter, Clark is always searching for the highest value play. That aggressive style naturally comes with greater risk, but it also creates scoring opportunities that few guards can produce. Because of those contrasting styles, some fans believe advanced metrics may reward safer decision-making more heavily than creative, high-difficulty passing. Others argue that efficiency should always be valued, regardless of style. That's why the conversation continues. It's not simply about who records the most assists, it's about whether current analytics accurately recognize the different ways elite playmakers impact a basketball game.
10 of them are because her teammates can't catch a pass. She's out here like Patrick Mahomes, throwing dots to Kadarius Toney, just in and out of the hand. I mean, watch this play right here. This is a pocket pass. It doesn't get any better than that. Catch the ball. This pass right here could not have been placed any more perfectly. Her teammates are probably the last people on planet Earth who'd I trust to hold a newborn baby.
When fans slow the game down and watch the film possession by possession, they often notice details that never appear in a stat sheet. That's one of the biggest reasons this debate has become so intense. Caitlin Clark regularly attempts passes that require perfect timing and exceptional vision. She fires bounce passes through narrow gaps, delivers long outlet passes that ignite fast breaks, and finds cutters before the defense even realizes they're open. These aren't routine plays, they're high-level reads that only a handful of players consistently make. The challenge is that every great pass doesn't automatically become an assist. If a teammate loses control of the ball, misses an open layup, fumbles the catch, or fails to finish the play, Clark receives no assist even though she created the opportunity. Those moments have led many fans to argue that traditional and advanced statistics sometimes fail to capture the true quality of a passer's decision-making. The discussion grew even louder after several games in which viewers pointed to multiple dropped passes that could have easily added to Clark's assist totals. Supporters claimed those missed opportunities painted an incomplete picture of her overall impact as a playmaker. Questions about statistical reporting also entered the conversation after some media outlets published numbers that fans believed didn't fully match the official box scores. While those differences were quickly noticed online, they fueled even more debate about how player performances are presented and discussed. Ultimately, this is why so many people continue to trust the game film. Statistics provide valuable information, but watching every possession often reveals the spacing, anticipation, decision-making, and passing creativity that numbers alone simply cannot measure. For many basketball fans, that's where Caitlin Clark's greatest value truly stands out.
And facilitator BS is intentionally flawed in a way to keep Caitlin's name out of it. Caitlin has the most gravity and is the best facilitator, no matter what new metric y'all make up to say otherwise. Gravity, okay? Sonia Cintron, Marina Mabrey, Kayla McBride, Ryan Howard, Kahleah Copper, Bridget Carlton, Alicia Gray, Daisy Fudd, Kelsey Mitchell.
Rewritten. The conversation didn't stop with passing statistics. Soon after, another advanced metric began circulating, this time attempting to measure a player's offensive gravity or how much attention they draw from opposing defenses. That immediately sparked another round of debate. Anyone who watches Caitlin Clark regularly has seen defenses adjust their entire game plan around her. Opponents often pick her up well beyond the three-point line, send extra defenders in transition, and frequently trap her before she can even start an offensive set. Her shooting range alone forces teams to defend areas of the court that most players never reach. Because of that, many fans were surprised when Clark wasn't ranked among the league's leaders in some of these newer evaluations. Supporters questioned whether the formulas truly captured the pressure she places on defenses every time she touches the basketball. At the same time, Clark has continued to produce on the court. Despite dealing with injuries earlier in her career, she has returned playing with confidence, putting together impressive scoring performances while continuing to rank among the league's top playmakers. Every strong outing adds another chapter to the discussion surrounding her impact. The larger debate has become about more than one player. It's about how basketball should be evaluated in today's game. Should advanced analytics carry the most weight, or should they simply complement what fans, coaches, and players can clearly see during live competition? As the season moves forward, that conversation isn't likely to disappear. Clark's performances will continue to be analyzed from every possible angle, and each big game will give both sides of the debate new evidence to support their arguments.